Welcome back, everyone. Well, let's face it, a day doesn't go by that in the news there isn't something about law enforcement, usually related to safety, sometimes gun control, overcrowded prisons. In Warren County, there's an important race going on for county sheriff. And joining me today, somebody I think I met 9 years ago, my God, Larry Cleveland. So welcome back, Larry.
Thank you, Jess.
Nice to see you again.
Yeah.
Larry was sheriff Warren County for, I think it was like 9 years or so, wasn't it?
Correct, 9 years.
And then took a hiatus and is now running again. So, Larry, I want to backtrack just a bit. You were a sheriff for 9 years, highly respected, highly regarded. You lost the election. That's a 4-year term. After the current sheriff's term ended, the first 4-year term, you didn't run that time, but you're running now. What's the reason?
Well, I had every intention of running again, but I wanted to let some time pass to let this individual, the incumbent sheriff, prove himself to see if he could do the job.
Right.
And once I saw the way things were going after the second term was in progress, I made the decision to step up and run.
Mm-hmm. Now, my wife and I, we live in Warren County. I see the signs. Restoring integrity, a very powerful statement there, Larry, and I know you really believe it. Let's just go down that path just for a second. So what are the 3 areas that you believe you need to restore integrity to?
Well, there's multiple divisions in the office, and I believe that probably all of them need some work. Mm-hmm. Most importantly, I'm going to lead our people. I'm going to show them how things should be done. Mm-hmm. I'm going to do that in law enforcement, and I'm going to do that in the jail as well.
Right. Now, that leadership, of course, has to do with making certain that everyone knows what their position is, what's expected of them, right? Those leadership qualities. But it's morale as well, isn't it?
Well, yes, it is. I don't think right now they have any leadership. I don't think they have any focus. I don't think they really have the type of example being given to them as to how they should conduct themselves and what should be done. And that's what I plan to do. I'm going to actually lead by example. I'm going to show them what should be done. They're good people there, no question. I'm not having any arguments with the staff that work there. I have a real argument with the administration.
Gotcha. Now, when I opened it, I mentioned really a day doesn't go by that some issue regarding law enforcement doesn't come up. I know enforcement is important to you. It's important to the county. Give us some examples of how you might make certain that you're adhering to all of the guidelines that you want to establish for enforcement.
Well, enforcement is one part of the issue. Really, the main job of your law enforcement community is to be a part of your community. And that includes enforcement. And these are the things I see that I don't like. Enforcement has dropped. On Lake George, for the last 2 years, there's been no enforcement, no tickets, no boating while intoxicated arrests. That could be a combination of things, but one of the things that's taken place is there are part-time people now working on the lake instead of the full-time people. And as a result, you've lost that enforcement. So I need to tell these people to understand that enforcement is a piece of the puzzle and show them how it's done and get our people back out there doing the job they're supposed to do and make sure they understand they have the support of the administration. I believe morale right now is really low because they're not getting the leadership they need.
I've got it. I'm a real boater myself, Larry, and I got news for you. There hasn't been any enlightenment on the lake. Those people are still drinking and driving like crazy.
Well,
and if you're a boater, you look and sometimes you think to yourself, how in God's name is this person behind the wheel of a boat,
It's incredible what you see. I mean, I'm on the lake all summer, as I'm sure you're there a lot too.
That's right.
But it's very sobering to realize that the enforcement has gone to nothing in 2 years in a row. They can't be nothing.
They can't be nothing.
They can't be nothing. I mean, come on, that's not the case.
Now, you mentioned about the number of hours that the patrols would be on the lake. That leads, I guess, to the third issue, budget. That's always an important issue.
Budget is huge, and I will proudly tell you that my 9 years as sheriff, I had 34 years of experience in law enforcement. I've been a policeman for 34 years. But the 9 years I was sheriff, not once did I ever go over the budget provided to me by my board of supervisors. We worked together, we're not against each other. That's not happening now. The last 4 years, of the last 4 years, 3 of those years have been over budget to a tune of $677,000. That's got to stop. We can't be going over our budget. The budgets are tight. The tax caps are crushing people right now. We have far better things to do than to overspend a budget for overtime because the place isn't being administered properly. Properly administered, you don't have those overtime issues. You don't have that kind of money. And the overtime has doubled since I left there.
Well, that certainly goes back to the leadership issue, right?
Absolutely. They just need a person who has the experience and the education to lead them. That's what they need.
So now, in the time that you took off, you teach. I know you teach. You teach criminal justice.
Correct.
Is Adirondack, SUNY Adirondack, correct?
I did. I haven't taught there recently. I taught there until the enrollment got to the point where they needed to have a full-time person.
Yes, gotcha.
But I've taught criminal justice at SUNY Adirondack. I've taught criminal justice at the College of St. Rose as well.
You know, I'll ask you a personal question. What drives you to want to jump back in the fray? It's a highly visible position. You know, you've got your supporters and you have the people that don't support you and stuff like that. That's a tough position to be in. What makes you want to go back?
Well, first of all, campaigns are brutal. Anybody's out of their mind to go back, which just said that I'm out of my mind. But I have a love of my community, a love of public safety. Fred Lamy and I put our souls into that place for 40 years. And what I'm seeing happen today just brings me to tears. And I'm going to go back, and I'm going to get it back to where it was, which is one of the most professional agencies in the state at the county level. It's a major irritation and frustration. And I'm going back because it's the right thing to do.
Well, there you have it. You certainly explained restoring integrity, that's for sure.
Thank
Okay, you're very passionate about it too, Larry.
I am.
That's a real plus, I'll tell you. It really
Well,
is.
I'm not doing this for any personal gain whatsoever. I've got my retirement. I can wade off into the sunset and be on the lake all day. Try not to get run over by people boating intoxicated. But I can be out there all day. I don't need this. I'm doing this for all the right reasons.
Well, best of luck, Larry. It's great to see you again, and thank you very much for coming on. There's a lot of information on Larry's website that you probably want to check in, to read over, especially the next week or so. And best of luck in the election, okay?
Thank you very much.
Yeah, great to see you, Larry.
Okay.
To see this interview again, you can head to our website, looktvonline.com.